Right, welcome ladies and gents to the first reviews of Del Toro's magnum opus, his life's work, a movie that he's wanted to do forever. It is Frankenstein. Now this is a Netflix movie, which, yeah, is odd. I mean, they've been ramping up their game though, I guess. And these reviews are mixed. Right, they're mixed. But it doesn't mean that this movie is going to be bad. I really like Del Toro's work. I will say I think what these reviews are saying, which are negative, is indicative of most Netflix movies. And if true, because we don't know, right? If true, and this is not as good as you would hope it to be, it's because it's a Netflix movie, not a Del Toro movie, I guess. Yeah. Basically, it looks like, from some of the negative reviews anyway, it's an editing problem. Like, it just goes on and on and on. It's a bit of a slog. Which that's Netflix movies through and through. They just don't get their editing sorted. I don't really understand why. It just seems to be a thing that they do. Maybe they just don't have to, I guess. The freedom of just being online, they don't care. But anyway, let's take a look at this. We'll also look at Rotten Tomatoes directly. But please do hit subscribe if you're new here and turn the bell notifications on. I am excited for this, though. I will say that. This is Del Toro's... Well, it's a movie that he's wanted to do forever, he said. So, the world premiere of Del Toro's highly anticipated adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein just took place at the Venice Film Festival, and those in attendance have been sharing their reactions online. The full review embargo has also lifted, so that they timed that nicely, and the critical consensus is mixed. So, there's a handful of critics saying, look, it's a success, right? It's an outstanding achievement. There are others that have just said, yeah, look, it's crap, basically. A lumbering, laborious slog. And that, to me, sounds a lot like, your standard Netflix fare. Where something could have been better, but overburdened with terrible editing or lack thereof. So the film was generated an early Rotten Tomatoes score of 76%. On 17 reviews. We are now a day later from this article, so we will check that out. But here's some of the reviews, basically. So Jacob Elordi, this is from IndieWire, brings a quiet watchfulness to this Frankenstein's monster, and he becomes the soul of a movie that may not have had one without him. Okay, yeah, I mean that's pretty bad, isn't it? That's pretty bad. Frankenstein review from Variety. What should have been the perfect pairing of artist and material proves visually ravishing, but can't measure up to the impossibly high expectations Del Toro's fans have for the project. And they got a blurb. Del Toro's dream project has been gestating so long, the master's creation arrives overstuffed and unwieldy. So again, I repeat, very much, by the sounds of it, an editing issue. Hollywood Reporter transcends horror in emotionally charged take on Mary Shelley's, led by Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi. I mean, they loved it. So it's, some of it's negative, not all of it. Like I said, it was mixed. Frankenstein features plenty of gorgeous crafts on display, as well as captivating performances from Isaac and Elordi, but they do little to bolster an adaptation that somehow feels both abridged and bloated, resulting in a lethargic enterprise. Goth is very underwhelming. And that's unfortunate, because Mia Goth is actually really good, normally. I quite like Mia Goth. Maxine, for instance, I really like Maxine. I thought she was great in that. Radio Times, they loved it. I mean, that's like, it's 5 out of 5. Del Toro's gory and glorious creation is a triumph. Now, not everyone likes Del Toro's work. It is important to point out. Del Toro is the master of misunderstood creature features, which is why his adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is a match made in heaven. Like Frankenstein's monster, the pieces that shouldn't work together oddly do. There's horror, there's tender friendship, Let's just load up the rest of this now. There's a gory violence and heartfelt romance. It's not without its flaws. The first 20 minutes were quite rocky, but the film truly comes alive when Jacob Elordi arrives as the monster. That's surprising. That the monster sort of keeps things going, I guess. That's weird, but alright. Del Toro's pit crew all understood the assignment with awe-inspiring production design, exquisite costumes, impressive makeup, and Alexandre Desplot's outstanding score. I probably butchered that. Visually it's a 10, narratively it's a 7. I think the script needed a bit more fine-tuning, which is surprising considering he's worked on it for years, if not decades. As for performances, Elordi was incredible with David Bradley as the MVP. Their scenes together gave this film its heart. Overall, it's a bit uneven, but there is so much to praise about it. So, it's defo a case of it being less than a sum of its dismembered parts. Interesting. Deadline. They just said it's alive, it's alive. Obviously, we'd have to look in their review a little bit more to find out what they thought of it. Classy, if somewhat safe adaptation from Total Film. Like the stereotypical depiction of the famous monster, Del Toro's Frankenstein is a lumbering, laborious slog. Overlong, laughably scripted, it plays like a lazy imitation of the maximalist filmmaker's tendencies, overproduced and unexciting. At least the Elordi is good. I mean, that's brutal, mate. That is brutal. I got one from Ren Geekness. Says, Frankenstein sees the fantastical auteur's heart poured into mesmerising craftsmanship, breathing new life into the godfather of all monsters. A hauntingly tragic gothic tale as old as time of monsters. Men and stories that is visually immaculate and thematically soulful. Some people quite like. I mean, look, it is mixed. It's more positive than it is mixed. Those that hate it though. Right? Del Toro's Frankenstein's a poetic, tragic meditation on creation, loneliness, love, and behind the monster's mask, just deeply humane and life-affirming. Every frame echoes with sorrow and beauty that belongs in a museum, and a score out of a dream. Del Toro's Frankenstein. Is this the same person? Bloody hell it is. Is immersive, haunting, heartbreakingly human. Jacob Elordi at career best. Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac shine. And every frame is a cathedral of light and shadow. An experience you should get in a cinema. I think they are releasing this in cinema briefly. They thought this was amazing. Del Toro knocked this out of the park. Loved it. Everything that cinema should be. Beautiful, thrilling, engaging. Score, set, cinematography, performances, all ravishing. I'm buzzing after this one. Instant fave. So there you go. And let's see if things have changed. Changed ever so slightly. We're now at 78%. And it was, what, 75% before, I think? If I remember rightly. 76. So it's gone up ever so slightly. Not massively. Top critics, 82%, if that matters. I don't think it really does. So most people like it. And the thing about Del Toro films, they're not always loved. You know, they're just not. Like, a lot of people really like his work, but they're not always loved. There are some films which he's done which, yeah, not everyone loves him, really. I'll scroll through some of this. Like Nightmare Alley. I quite like Nightmare Alley. That wasn't, hugely loved. Antlers, not hugely loved. He was only a producer, of course, but there's a whole bunch of movies that he's involved with that, yeah, some people either love or hate. So there you go. I don't have much else to say, really. These are the first reviews. That's it. I'm keen for this still, obviously. What do you guys think? Are you going to watch this? If it is released in theatres near you, will you go out and watch it? Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye now.